The forge being on the front page is definitely a breath of fresh air from brain rot slop, but after playing for a bit I realized there was something missing from my gameplay experience. So I made a new account and applied imaginary rules to myself to make the game harder. The first rule is pretty obvious, I can't wear any armor, but I also decided to make it so I can't change to any other race than human. Unfortunately, staying human means I get basically no movement buffs. And the worst part is there's a lot of non-legendary races that have movement buffs, plus a lot of really useful perks. Oh no, but don't worry, because if you're a human, you get plus 3% luck and plus 3% experience. Truly the most sought after race. It's not like there's 12 other races that are far better than human. Yes, I am being racist to humans, so what? They're not gonna see this video, they're a fictional species. Oh, and don't get me started on rolling. The initial roll is actually pretty fast. The only issue is afterwards, your character slows down for like half a second to process the very strenuous maneuver of rolling on the ground. But luckily, getting a weapon changes all of that, because I've found out that you can actually cancel the end of the roll animation by just blocking. I mean, come on, did you really think I wasn't gonna find some sort of way to movement slop this game? I main skateboard in fighting. Now with movement out of the way, now comes the most difficult part of the run, because without armor, you take a lot of damage, and I'm actually horrible at parrying. Now, unfortunately, the start of the game actually forces you to forge 2 armor pieces. I can promise you, I literally tried everything. Like, I even tried, like, leaving the game to somehow glitch out the quest into canceling, but it just doesn't work. No, I don't want to forge armor. I don't want to forge armor. Luckily, you can actually just delete the helmet once you make it, so it just doesn't go in your inventory. And I also eventually got the hang of parrying. Apparently parrying doesn't cancel your weapon animation, so if you're in the middle of like a really long windup, say if you're using a colossal sword, the parry is just not gonna work. So I was gonna have to stick to daggers for this, since they're the fastest weapon in the game. The first area was pretty straightforward, I just took up every quest I could find. The roll canceling definitely helped with movement, traveling between pebble to pebble, instead of having to sit through the 1-second animation at the end of the roll. Like, I'm actually a little sad there's very few ways to increase your movement outside of the angel and demon dash. But I guess I was the one asking for a difficult time when doing this challenge. At the end of the grind, while I did still suck at parrying, I was getting a little bit better. Anyway, so I crafted myself a banana knife and a colossal sword for money.
Oh my god! No! Oh no! No! The bar is so high! The bar is so high! I'll never meet the expectations that people have for me.
Please be colossal.
It's colossal!
I'm pretty sure that sword just plunged straight into the ground, but sure. After I completed the main quest line, I decided to grind for a platinum pickaxe. I completed the last side quest that I had, and it was off to the Forgotten Kingdom. Now, unfortunately, it was around here where my lack of skill when it comes to parrying really started showing. I don't know why I just decided to do 2 consecutive attacks in a row. And that's when it hit me. Every single enemy does that. Hey, Div here from the future. Every single enemy in the game does the exact same thing. So it's actually really easy once you realize that they all have the exact same attack pattern, just like in different speeds. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna approach this guy and it's going to hit me twice in a row, and then it's gonna wait for a little bit and then hit me twice in a row again. And it's just gonna do it on repeat. Watch. Attack 1, attack 2, it's gonna wait. Attack 1, attack 2, and then it's gonna wait. Attack 1, and attack 2, and then it's gonna wait, and look, it gets stunned. It's stupid. And then it's gonna attack again, and then it's gonna wait. It's every single enemy in the game does this, and because the dagger attacks so fast, you can sneak in different amounts of hits in between the 2 consecutive hits. Like for the skeleton rogue, you can sneak in about 2, maybe 3 if you're quick. You can actually only do 1 hit in between the consecutive hits for the axe skeleton because it attacks so quickly. And you can consistently sneak in 3 hits for death axe skeletons. This is why daggers are the easiest weapon to do this challenge with. After that, it was pretty much just a matter of making and selling a bunch of colossal swords until I had enough to get the mithril pickaxe, and occasionally getting shanked and ganked in the mines. Oh, you gotta be joking. Don't do it. Oh my god. In the middle of all this, I managed to get my hands on 3 iron and I used all 3 of them to make a dagger. But unfortunately, in the middle of crafting this thing, even though I got every other minigame correct, I got a single great instead of a perfect on the circle minigame. I really didn't think it was gonna make that much of a difference, considering great is like the 2nd best performance you can get. But apparently I just don't know how the forging minigame works, because it brought the percentage down by a whole 9%. I thought it was gonna be like 5% at most, but I guess I was wrong. I actually really wanted this dagger because Ior increases physical damage by 15%. It does take away 10% of your health, which, you know, normally would be the biggest issue, but You know, I think there's a bigger problem here. I mean, decrease my health all you want, I'm still getting one-shot by everything. I also attached a combustion rune onto my dagger so that enemies spontaneously exploded whenever I hit them. That, paired along with the fact that I was getting really comfortable with parrying, meant that enemies were basically no longer an issue for me anymore. And I was also very quickly racking up cash. Midway through the grind, I found out there was an active code that gave 8 free rerolls, and I was really excited. And then I remembered I can't actually use them. I ended up getting 3 more IORs and I decided to try my luck again. Safe to say, at least I got something from all the grinding. Oh my god, I got the hook! I got the hook! Yes! 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 I made sure to lock in on the circle game this time, so I got 100%. Unfortunately, it turns out the hook is actually 0.04 seconds slower than the normal dagger, but it also does more damage and it's like a bajillion times cooler, so I think it's worth it. And finally, after several hours of mindless grinding, learning how to parry and bandit beating, I got the mithril pickaxe. I was now officially further into the game on this account than my regular playthrough. Grinding aside, it was actually really fun having to learn a bunch of new things just to make this work out. I might end up making this a series considering there's a new content update soon, but that's for another time. See ya!